What would you do if your father told you tomorrow you'd become the wife of a man older than him? What if saying no meant being disowned, shamed, and left with nothing but your dreams? This is the true-to-life story of Afia Boatemaa, a 14-year-old girl from a small Ghanaian village who chose to run, not out of fear, but out of fierce determination to change her future. In a world where girls are expected to be silent, she chose to speak, and her voice echoed far beyond the village walls. But what did it cost her? And did anyone listen? Stay with us till the end, because Afia's story is not just hers. It could be any girl's story. And by the end, you'll understand why one voice really can change everything. In the lush, hilly outskirts of Akwasi-Ano, life moved at the pace of roosters and rainfall. The village, though beautiful, was bound tightly by tradition, especially when it came to the place of women. Girls were taught early that obedience was their greatest virtue. Dreams were for boys, but 14-year-old Afia Boatemaa dreamed anyway. Every weekday, she and her best friend Sewa would wake before the sun, tie their books in faded scarves, and begin the 3-kilometer walk to the neighboring village school. Their feet often hurt, and their uniforms were hand-me-downs, but Afia never missed a day. Teachers often said she asked questions like someone with fire in her chest. She wanted to become a nurse, not just for herself, but for the women of Akwasi-Ano, who died too often from childbirth complications and untreated infections. Her aunt's death had sealed her purpose. Evenings were spent helping her mother, Mami Akosia, sell tomatoes by the roadside and washing the family's clothes at the stream. Life was hard but filled with hope. That is, until one night changed everything. Dinner was quiet that evening. A thin moon hung above the compound and a soft breeze stirred the leaves. They were halfway through the meal when Opanyin Boache, her father, cleared his throat. Afia, Nana Boafo has asked for your hand in marriage. He'll be here next week to perform the rites. Afia paused, spoon in mid-air. But I don't understand. I'm still in school. He didn't flinch. School won't feed you. Nana Boafo is a wealthy man. He'll pay your bride price and you live comfortably. This is a blessing. Afia's eyes welled up. He's older than you. He already has wives. I don't love him. Her father's face darkened. You speak of love? That's for children. You learn to obey. That night, her mother tried to comfort her. I'm not the first, Afia. We all passed through it. It won't kill you. But something inside Afia cracked. She wasn't like the others, and she wouldn't allow her dream to be buried beneath beads and cloth. Before dawn the next day, Afia woke, heart pounding. She packed her books, her exercise book filled with notes, and her only good pair of sandals. She scribbled a short note and slipped it beneath her pillow. I'm not a goat to be sold. I have a dream. She began the long walk to Kuntunase, her steps steady, her vision blurry from tears. The sun rose hot and unforgiving. Her feet blistered, but she pressed on. By the time she arrived at the Department of Social Welfare, she looked like a child lost in a market, but she walked in with fire. I need to report a forced marriage. My name is Afia Boatemaa. I want to go to school. The officer, Madam Abna Ogusua, was stunned. You came alone? Afia nodded. Her voice was steady, though her knees trembled. After a few days, a team from the social welfare arrived in the village. They held a meeting under the baobab tree. The elders shouted, "She's possessed by Western thinking. She's disrespecting our customs. She brings disgrace." Her father, red with shame, denied forcing her, but the truth had already pierced the veil of silence. That evening, the village was electric with gossip. Women muttered behind their hands. Sewa's parents forbade her from walking with Afia again. Even her own mother was afraid to speak to her. But Afia didn't return. She was taken to a shelter school in Kontinase, where other girls with similar stories were being given a second chance. News spread beyond the district. A local journalist featured Afia in a short documentary calling her the lioness of Akwasi-Ano. She became the symbol of movement. NGOs reached out to sponsor her education. Lawyers volunteered to support her case. Though some nights were filled with tears and loneliness, Afia found strength in the letters she began receiving from some girls across the region. I heard about you on the radio. I want to say no to. Thank you for showing me it's okay to speak. Even Sewa, months later, sent her a note hidden inside a donated book. You were brave when I was scared. One day, I'll speak to you. Afia pressed that note against her heart. 5 years passed. Afia returned to Akwasi-Ano as part of a mobile health outreach. Dressed in crisp white uniform, she arrived with nurses and boxes of medical supplies. The village was quiet that day. Children gathered to watch her set up under the baobab tree. Elders were confused. Nana Bafo, now ill and forgotten, didn't even appear. But something had shifted. Mothers brought their children for checkups. Girls peeked shyly from behind their mother's clothes. Then an old woman approached with her granddaughter. This girl wants to be like you. She wants to wear white and carry medicine. Afia knelt and held the girl's hand. Then let her know being brave may make you lonely for a time, but it will never make you weak. One voice is enough to break the silence. As they left, one elder whispered to another, maybe we were wrong. If there's one thing Afia's story teaches us, is this. Sometimes doing what's right means standing alone. But standing alone doesn't mean you are weak. It makes you brave. When you choose courage over silence, you don't just change your life. You open the doors for others to do the same. So ask yourself, if you were in Afia's shoes, would you have had the courage to speak up? Would you stand for what's right, even if no one stood with you? Drop your answer in the comments. We want to hear your voice. And if this story inspired you, like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because change begins with one person who chooses to speak. And that person could be you.